Welcome in, Emergency. Good to see you. How are you doing? Am I going crazy here? Cold. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully you warm up. Oh. Haha. I knew I wasn't going crazy. So the goal here, I had a thought today or yesterday of basically what it would look like from a bird's eye view. Someone, say, walking up a hill. Basically meaning, well, and the idea kind of came from, well, so like that's just the first part of the idea. And then the second part is to like have another visualization of basically that person walking on flat ground, but their speed changes depending on their position, and so it's kind of like a I don't know, it's just like a weird kind of like mapping non-flat space onto flat space. And I don't know, it just seemed easily it seemed computationally feasible, and it sounded interesting. Well, I guess I'm kind of ignoring the getting bigger and smaller type of thing. Really just kind of how their speed changes depending on where they are on the hill. And so kind of what I have here is what I'm thinking, like, so our point is like traveling kind of up and down the hill, and then well, this is just a starting example to kind of get my thoughts on the page. And so I think this will be a nice exercise in generalizing to 2D surfaces, playing around with directional derivatives and things like that. And then also just, the animation coding part. Okay. So then we can also so we can say plot label, and then the plot label is actually going to be that's because There we go. Welcome everybody coming in. We're playing with curvature today. And also, this is just a chill stream. Feel free to ask any questions about Mathematica or me or anything you're kind of curious about. So now we go back to plot label and we say, okay, well, since this is a single variable function, we can say that is correct. So that is the, but then we can say I wonder, well, I mean, we can probably say, what is it? The XKD plot converter. Does 10 have that? This resource function. No, 10 doesn't have it. That's not how that works. There we go. And we say yeah. Hey, Max. Welcome in. What was that? It looked like it was being weird. We'll throw this in here. But let's kind of make this easily generalizable, and we'll say not just f prime, but rather the kind of vector. And then over here, similarly, and so I guess just because we can, we'll also come over here and say down here we'll say we'll give our animate and initialization option to say that point is t, f of t. And then to make sure we initialization we'll say point. Let me give that another one. Nope, doesn't like that. You know what, you're right. Why am I doing that? Yeah. For now, I just want to do that. I guess I don't actually want 0, 0. I want... Oh, the music is very quiet? How about that? Is that better? Cool. Do I actually want an arrow? Let's see, chat. What do you think? Should there be an arrow to the dot? I'll put up a poll. So just type 1 or 2 in the chat, whether you want an arrow or not in the animation. Kind of something along the lines of this. Is it too much, or is it kind of give more intuition? Arrows all around? Should there be more arrows? Make 6 separate arrows. Actually, you know what? That's not the arrow I want. The arrow I want is... Should the arrow start there? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Well, I put it in there and I wasn't thinking about really exactly what I wanted. What I want is the arrow to start from the point itself. I want the arrow to be the velocity vector. And so... Probably not. Oh, look at that. What'd I do? Twitch seems to have a much lower latency today. Well, that's good. I also changed some settings on my end, so hopefully that works out. Works out being better for y'all. There we go. Why is this not... Oh, that's why. Nah, you can only vote once. Right. Oh, that's because I think I do that every time. Silly me. Well, because really what we want is the... Yeah, well, let's just start there. Well, why don't we just do it? We can, so why don't we just do it? Series. So now we take the Taylor series in T, starting at T, or Taylor series in X at the point T, and we want it out to the first term. What is this giving us? Right. We need to throw this in a normal. You know, I hope so. Why are you not working? Now let's go over here and say, okay, T is gonna be that. Right. Because we still have an X in there. Why do we still have an X in there? It's evaluating T, but it's... So this is the constant term, or well, not really the constant term. And this is the... Let's see. What am I trying to do? What I'm trying to do is create an arrow starting at the red dot as it goes along, and then basically have the velocity vector forward, or starting at the point and kind of going forward, maybe with a constant unit magnitude. And so what we want to do is from that point, we want to kind of linearize it. And that's the Taylor series, and that's the first order approximation, which is this. I decided I don't want that. Alright, well now it's really not going to do anything because... Okay, successful poll, everybody. Arrow it is. Right. Ooh, that is not what I'm feeling. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's about 9 o'clock here, so I'm not feeling the too high energy of the music. Okay, well, it seems I'm pulling a blank, but that's exactly why we stream this. So basically what I think I can actually put it into a coherent sentence now, that I want an arrow coming from the point, going a small distance, pointing in the direction of the velocity, in the direction of the rate of change. And so, I mean, one way to go about that is to take the first order approximation at a point t of our function f, which is really just the normal distribution, or Gaussian, and is it doing one of those? No. At a point t. Oh, because okay, I figured it out. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to come over here, and we're going to say delta t equals, I don't know, what do you think? 0.1. Or, actually, let's non-dimensionalize this. We're going to say it's going to be, well, it's not really non-dimensionalizing it. We'll just keep it 0.1 for now. But yeah, that's what we want. And then plus. Silly me, forgetting basic calculus. Nope, it still doesn't like that. Probably. Okay. Also too high energy. The plus side on my side is I can't forget what I haven't learned. Fair enough. So let's see. Okay, so here is our first order approximation. And then we want to And this is, yeah, being approximated at the point t, which is exactly what we want. And then we want to go out in that approximation, delta t. Yeah. And so we evaluate that first. But what, okay, let's see, what is the, so the context delta t. Okay, so t is just our point, and then, yeah. Why is this not working? That's kind of hard for you guys to see. I think that works. Nope. Here we go. Okay, let's see. Okay, coordinate -1 plus, we said it's t plus delta t. So this is saying that it doesn't know what delta t is. It should know what delta t is. Let's try a good old width, because I'm not really... Oh, yep, there you go. Music is conspiring against me, but only every once in a while. But look at that! It didn't not run. Okay, because now what we need to do is... So we already put a normal on the series, because series, usually by itself, gives us an extra big O notation term, because Mathematica likes to be exact and accurate. But now we need to normalize, well, which is, yeah, which just gives us one. Yeah, yep. Because that's not what we want. What we actually want is that kind of. So there's a starting point, and then that is not a vector of length 1. Because that's not what I want. I don't want to mess with our domain parameter. What I do want to mess with is this guy. So usually it says wee, and then if we go back right here, it says animate. Let's make this a manipulate, but then make t an animator. Animator. And then we Right. Let's slow it down. So yeah, right at the peak, our derivative is 0. Right. That's not really what I want. What I want is this arrow to just, well, no, that's exactly what I want. It seems to like spearing that bird. yeah, it does. I mean, the arrow has to eat too, right? Or the dot has to eat too, right? So let's see, it goes up, it tries to spear the bird. Oh, 0.1? What if we go 0.05? Let's also say auto play or auto run sequence. I don't know. Let's look at the documentation. Redux. Let's see. Auto run. Auto run sequencing. No, this isn't what I want. Is it just animator is what I want? I don't think so. Let's go to manipulate, and then let's go down here. Say auto action. Wait, no, also not what I want. Continuous action enabled. Wait, no, auto action, but it only responds to mouse clicks. Sending action, the values will change when the mouse moves over the manipulation. Oh, yeah, no, that's not what I want. Also not what I want. Maybe I'm just thinking of animator. Okay, well, then I guess let's do that. Let's see. See, this is not what I want. What I want is... well, because X goes to delta T. Yeah, so I just want to go a little bit out, and then that's the point. What exactly am I trying to do? Right. So basically... so like here, what I'm trying to do is put a vector, or put an arrow on top of this point that points in the direction it's going. Basically put the velocity vector on top of the point. And so, which can be achieved with, or like kind of the end, yeah, the end point of the vector should be achieved by using the first order expansion, which is given by series here, and then it's expanding it or approximating it around t, our dynamically changing value of where it goes around, where the point is. And then if we go out a little bit in x, then that's kind of the distance along, or not the distance along the approximation, but in the domain, how far we want to go off to approximate. And so this should give us that vector, except we're not looking. This gives us... Okay. Yeah. Right. Or am I going about this just all wrong? Okay, making... Right, okay, so now what I'm thinking is... Well... No, this should... In my head, this right here should give me exactly what I want. But it's not. Okay, well let's put in some values here. So let's take that and then let's evaluate at, say, t is, I don't know, -1. And then let's say our I'm gonna make this dt. And the dt is, say, 0.05. So that's 1.14. And so, I guess what we actually want to do is have that. So we want a first order expansion around t. Okay, so this is the general form. And then we have this here. Does not replace. Oh, that's one. T, delta T. That's interesting. It kept the syntax height. Or yeah, the highlighting from above. What if we change it? Then it changes. Go figure. And so if we take this out and then we go over here and we say, no, we just want 1. And so now that shoots up because the end of this vector is at this height. We don't want that height. Just have a little thing here and we say, okay, I just want a little vector pointing this way. Then it goes up and up and up and up and up and up. And then the vector goes away because the derivative is 0. And then it goes down, and it's pointing down, and pointing down, pointing down. Can you manually solve for y given the equation? Well, I mean, there's no real equation to solve. Like, I mean, I say this not knowing kind of exactly what's going wrong, but this whole value here is the y value in my head that I want. Oh, was there a t there? Oh wait, no, that's fine. That's right. Wait, no, it's not. So then 1, 2, first order, x goes to So that goes there. And then, okay, so there's a T. I wonder if we expand this and say, so this is a constant for a given T. This is kind of how, this is a function of dt. And then these are just numbers. Well, technically they're all just, it's just one big number. And then that's also t squared. Well, I mean, I guess that's just how derivatives work. I don't know why this is so hard. I feel like I've done this before. So we step forward. Right, that's the rate at which it goes. Am I just being dumb? So we want that, and then we can say, okay, go from there, go from the point. Like, what if I just, like, quote-unquote manually did this? Which I think is different than maybe what you were saying, but maybe not. Maybe you have a better notion of what I want to do than me. Let's see. Okay, so I have an arrow. I want it to start at the point, and then I want the end of the arrow to be at a little further away. So we just go boop, and then we go boop. And I would like the arrow itself to be at a constant size. So it has some kind of, yeah, scaled, like we can normalize, or no, okay. Just hold on. We go out a little ways, and then we have a thing. And the direction that this points in is something. I mean, so if we have what if I just comment that out? Well, not all of that. Just the right stuff. We go like that, and we say, okay. Oh, wait. Wait. And we have that, and then we go like that, but then we don't want 1, we want no, that's not what we want. No, because that just makes it, this just makes it 1 and then forces it to a half, so that's not actually doing anything. Okay, and then we can come over here because Mathematica likes to tell us where we're wrong. Start at f of t, and then go to well. Well, we start at f of t on the y, and then we want to point, you know, go over here and then up some. But if it's a constant value, then it should just be a little bit of... Okay, I think I see what you were saying now with the manually solve for the equation. Why did I do that? So I want a vector of, and it goes out just a little ways, and then we just want to add to f just a little bit, add to f of t just a little bit, but also have the because this is kind of our parameterization of this point that we want. And so sorry. And so, you know, just getting lost in my own head here. Manually solve the equation. Right, so if we want this to say equal 1, for instance, well, let's just say alpha. Well, let's say it's 1. And we also say, well, I think with this one we can say refine under the assumptions that well, we can go over here. Refine under the assumptions that all the variables in this thing are real. Didn't like that. Sorry if that was really loud. Does this work how I think it works? Yes. Greater than 0, but then we need to thread that. And then also apply the operator form. And so then we have this, and then... So this gives... Well, what am I doing? This is just t and dt. Let's expand this to give Mathematica a little help. So if t and dt are greater than 0, that's greater than 0, and that's greater than 0. I mean, it should simplify this. Or, well, this squared, yeah. Well, I'm just refining it, I'm not simplifying it. There we go. Okay, so let's say that the arrow I want coming off of the point to have a magnitude of 1, and it points in some certain direction, in the direction of the velocity, and the velocity vector. Do you remember when I didn't have the arrow? Those times were nice. Those were good times. You change your vote? Yeah? Yeah. But now I'm just curious, and I'm maybe even more curious to know why, like, I just can't think of this, why this is being so hard for me to just think of and figure out, and why it's not just this. Yeah, if this is the x coordinate. Wait, no. This isn't the vector I want to normalize. It's this vector minus this vector, which is really just dt, and then because of how Hey, Fizzbuzz! Welcome! Looks like it's just a few of us hanging out tonight. So let's see. Are there mathematicians awake at this time of night? Maybe you could contact one. Well, I mean, the problem with that is that I should be able to figure this out. I do have a BS in math. But for some reason, right now, my brain just doesn't want to just do it. Okay, but anyways. Right, so we don't want that. We want well, why are we making it too hard? Why don't we just let Mathematica do it? So we want this thing, but then the difference. And we can just throw that in there, and then we can say, okay, yeah, normalize that effectively. Well, because okay, Fizzbuzz. I am basically in. Okay, so the big goal here is basically to a BS in math. I mean, kind of. I mean, I passed all my classes, but I passed. But anyways, what are we trying to do? The big goal is to basically kind of model what a bird sees if a person was, say, climbing up a hill directly under them. And the key part here being, like, basically having a dot moving in a plane, but then at certain points in the plane, its velocity changes. Seemingly out of nowhere, because the quote-unquote height of the hill is projected out. And so, but what I'm trying to do right now is, well, what I am doing is getting stuck in a tangent. But what I'm doing right now is just trying to basically put an arrow on top of our little red point here and have it pretty much just point in the direction of velocity. So basically, instead of the arrow pointing straight up, I want it to just kind of point this way, if that makes sense. And for some reason, my brain just can't comprehend what I need to do. What I really need to do is the ending point is make the ending point of the arrow right here in the arrow. Make the ending point of the arrow, step forward in X just a little bit in our domain, and then have a first order approximation of our function at t, which is kind of the time as we're moving along, and then go out a little bit in our approximation kind of variable, our exact step of delta t. And like in my head, that is exactly what I want to do and makes sense, but it's not doing what I want it to do. And if we get any more followers, then you guys can see the new alert. What are you up to, Fizzbuzz? Plus. Yeah. What does this look like again? So here's our constant, our offset term, or rather f of t, and then here's our derivative term. And so then we go out a little bit and delta t am I being dumb? No. Okay, good. Taylor approximations work the way I thought they did. So let's see. Yeah, this is the slope of our approximation line, and then this is how far we want to go on that line. Well, this is. And so you know what? Just because I'm curious, let's get rid of all this down here. Let's plot the derivative. Even though I kind of know what it looks like. Yeah, so it goes at 0, and then da-da-da-da-da-da, and then we get to a maximal at our inflection point, and then we get up to the top at 0, and then it goes negative, and it points down, and then inflection point, it's at a maximal negative number. Maximally negative. And then comes back, it goes down to 0. Yeah. I mean, yeah, go figure. But so what I actually wanted to look at here was the exact values. And so, like, this is, oh, I don't know, 0.75? Look at that. And so what it's doing is, and really exactly what f of t is that, which is exactly what it should be in the approximation. With this music, we'll just be asleep in about a second. It is nice, though. 0.05, that's not very far. Unless I'm being dumb here. Oh, look at that, I already did. Okay, so we have our function x, and it's plotted at x, and then we approximate it to the first order at, say, some value t. Yeah, and then this is the, right, this is the slope at that point, and then we, yeah, the difference between our evaluation point and then our actual kind of variable on the line is this. I know this is very riveting content. But hey, I said it was a chill stream, right? You guys got any questions or anything else? If not about Mathematica, but me or physics or math? Fire away. After all, questions are welcome. I really would like to have this velocity vector in there. Or this, you know, other vector. From this point, go out a little bit. And then the ending y value be oh, right, that's what I was doing. Yeah, the point at, so go up a constant y value, and then go out in a line with this slope, this much, or this much. This is a bop, this song. Okay, here's a question for you. Why is this pointing straight up? Well, more or less. What if we don't make this small? What if we make this, like, big? What if we make that 5? Okay. That's actually closer to what we want. I don't know if that's... I don't think that's... what should be happening then. Like this. This isn't... Why is it pointing that way? Start here. The arrow is starting there, which is very good. And then it's ending at t plus delta t. And then we also do have custom commands, if anybody wants to check them out. For instance, Discord, which I think all of you guys are already in, but it's there. We also have the more general socials command, links to the Discord itself, my website, and the Twitter associated with this. Why? Zoiku! Hey, what's going on? How's it going, Zoiku? We're just... well, I am just struggling to make an arrow point in the right direction. But more specifically, basically trying to add a velocity vector onto this moving point. But as you can see, that's, at least in my head, not what is being implemented. So your Zoiku is curious about my name. Do I happen to be... What is that? V? Vegan? I'm not vegan, if that's what you're asking. But anyways, non-dairy neutrino, my name, is actually a reference to a like half-second bit in the... Oh, that's the neutrino symbol. And also used for vegan. It's a reference to a half-second bit in the last episode of The Good Place. One of the demons says to another, hey, do you want a cup of dark matter? And the other vegan says, oh, I only take non-dairy neutrinos. And so when I watched it for the first time, I just immediately thought, you know what? That's a good username. And so here we are. Because if we go too far out, then it's not a valid approximation, and it'll point us in weird places. So, like, really, okay, let's see. Right On. I've not seen it, but that movie looked funny good. Yeah, I really highly suggest it. The Good Place, pretty much anything by Mike Schur. He also, same guy who did, or one of the co-creators of the American version of The Office, Parks and Rec, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I think there's another one in there. But yeah, just all around excellent showmaker. Is anybody else craving a Pepsi for some reason? Not a Coke, just won't do. Not that off-brand stuff. Not Cola brand cola. For some reason, I have no idea why, I really want a Pepsi Cola. Not a Pensacola. That's a different place. What if we bring it out a little bit? What happens? Nope. Let's see. Oh, I thought you said Good Omens. I don't know what The Good Place is. The Good Place is... I will... Well, you can probably just Google it, but... The Good Place is an excellent show that is over now, but it was on NBC. And it is just very, very good. Let's see. The Good Place. It has Ted Danson and Kristen Bell and some other people, and I really highly suggest it. Again, I've said that before, but I'll say it again. Okay, and now back to the challenge of wrapping my brain around why this arrow is not pointing the way I want it to. And really, why is it pointing straight up? That is my question. Like, why? It's pointing straight up. Oh, well, that's not going to make much of a difference. Though, actually... Okay, so the problem here, well, one of the problems was that delta t is equal to 0. But so, if we go over here and say, hey, I don't want to go out in that approximation line at all, then what we should get is, like, we shouldn't go anywhere. We shouldn't go anywhere. This should be 0. All that time in school and I still forget to check the extrema. That should not be there. Well, let's get rid of the expand. So if x is 0, that goes to t squared. But that's not right. That's not what I want. I'm thinking no, that's not. Bazoiku, what are you up to tonight? So if I don't go out any, Rich. No. Look at that. This is this. And then when I tell it to tell me the thing that just came before it, I get the thing that just came before it. Amazing how that works. I think what I've been thinking of this whole time is when we approximate around 0. Well, right. Well, I mean, the linearization at 0, I guess, yeah, it's just the constant 1. Yeah, so I just did that. What are we doing? What are we doing? Okay, well, we're going old school with the music. You know I really missed out on it, but I never had Banjo-Kazooie on the 64. Never had it. I think my cousin did. And so I didn't get the same impact as everybody else when they announced them for Smash. I was just like, oh hey, it's Banjo-Kazooie. That's where the song is from, if you didn't know. Indeed, fun fact. Okay, well, I think I have found the problem. So we have an interesting thing. Well, what if instead of taking the series, I just... f of t, and then f prime of t, or not, no. That's not how linearization works. But evidently linearization is the thing that's failing us. So... Okay, I'm over it. Nope, too intense. Alright, now we're back in the 90s. I don't know why I just typed that. Well, let's look at some animations while we sit here and deliberate how I got a math degree. And a physics degree. Well, I mean, kind of. I double majored. We don't go out any. We still have this term. Well, it's something I haven't done yet. Say t is, let's say t is 1. And let's say, what's the value like as we go out in x? Well, sure. Nope. Right, yeah. That should work. Wow, look at that beautiful plot. What am I trying to do here? Right. Okay, well, so what this is saying is that if we... So, like, if we go up here and we say... Okay, go to 1. And then... Oops. Well, yeah, that is what happens. And then we gotta go like that, and then kind of group those together again. And then we go over here and say, no, we don't want pi, we want 1. Okay, so what we have here is that, what am I plotting? Oh, right. It's so easy to get lost in my own head. Still new to this whole streaming thing. Okay, but so what we're plotting here is the welcome, Phil Shog. I'm glad you like this extremely riveting content, and I hope you're either learning something or have just come to chill and having a good time. That's pretty much what we're just doing. Feel free to ask any questions you feel like, and you can also join the Discord, which we have, to be notified further about more streams and just talk about whatever. Thank you. I actually didn't hear it. I'm not sure what I need to change, but for some reason I can't hear the alert sounds as they go off. So if only... it woke you from your lurk. Yes. I am also an avid fan of speedrunning, which is where that sound comes from. Well, kind of. But anyways, so what we're plotting here is the first order approximation of the Gaussian function at t equals 1, and we are kind of... And so this is the plot of what that line gives us as we kind of stray away from the exact value of what the function actually is, or should be. And so what we have here is that at x equals 0, where we should be getting a value of about 0.4, we're getting a value over 1. And I believe that's exactly the reason, or that's exactly what's happening in giving us this weird arrow. But as far as I can tell, this is more of a math problem, which I'm not opposed to. I love math. But it's more of a math problem than a programming problem. And so exactly what we have here is also exactly what we have here, which is this. And so, you know, we have our shift up, which is exactly right, but then we have our kind of linear approximation term, our add-on, our appendation, and it has some slope, and then we kind of go out. Unless I'm probably, in fact, I'm confident I'm misinterpreting this in my head right now, because math usually doesn't lie. And it's usually just the interpretation that is incorrect. So basically, how I'm interpreting this plot here, I already said it, but again, if we're right here on this plot, then, and we take the first order approximation, and so we linearize this function right here, and so if we were to kind of draw it out, we would get a graph, a line, kind of going through this point, and we can go along that line with this other variable dt up here, well, delta t, and down here I call it x because I'm lazy. But the problem is that if we consider an x of 0, we don't go along the line, then in my head I'm thinking, oh, it should exactly equal the point itself, because we haven't moved along this kind of imaginary linearized line. But that's not what we get. Because what we should get if we don't move is a value of about 0.4, whereas we do get a value of over 1. The stream title is not a riddle. It is referencing kind of the bigger picture of this project. And kind of another way I've been thinking about it is playing with curvature in different viewpoints. Basically, I had the idea of, so you're a bird and you're looking directly down on someone traveling, say, up a hill or up or down a slope. And to you, if you're a magical bird that can just sit there, to you, it looks like they're walking on flat ground. But if they keep a constant speed, then constant speed on the ground, then to you, it looks like they're speeding up and slowing down, or rather slowing up. It looks like they are slowing down. It looks like they're changing speed as they walk across flat ground. And so that's the main idea behind what I'm trying to model. And really, to go another step further, which is actually to say that this was the original idea, is that how does this, basically, how can you change the metric, the distance function, going from the Euclidean metric on a curved surface to a different metric in a flat space? I think that makes sense. But yeah, so what we're doing right now is actually just trying to add an annotated velocity vector on top of this point as it goes along. But it's proving to be maybe a lot more trouble than it's worth. Because this arrow should not be doing what it is doing. To me, what it should be doing is pointing in this direction, and it goes just a little bitty out, and then we go along and it points slightly more up, and then over here you don't see any arrow, which is correct in this instance, and then over here it should be pointing down where it is headed, basically attaching a vector that points in the direction of the velocity. But our kind of first order approximation here is not giving us what we want. Because, and if everybody already knows this, then I guess this is really just for my own kind of coherence. But the problem I've now identified is that if we don't go along that kind of path determined by the velocity vector, this itty-bitty little one that should be right here, if we don't go anywhere, if we set our velocity to 0, well, this is the velocity. Well, if we don't take a step in the direction of the velocity, which is, this is the kind of size of that step, then we do not get the value of the function. We do not, and we move when we should not move. And that's determined by this value here. When our step along the line is 0, we do not stay put. We do move, which is really weird. So I'm misinterpreting something somewhere. And it is taking me a long time to kind of rectify that. So math. Computational math, working with vectors and graphics. Something I really love to do, but sometimes it doesn't like me. And yes, Zoiku, of course you can be a hummingbird in this analogy. I actually have a passion that I have yet to dive into of bird watching. As kind of a way to get me outside and get a little more exercise. And I also just find like the existence of birds fascinating. Perfect. It's beautiful, Zoiku. Thank you. 'Cause like they can move in all 3 directions or dimensions, and that's something that we as humans can't really do, you know, minus a plane or going underwater and jumping. We're usually confined to 2 dimensions. Darn gravity. So basically, now the question is, how do we make this term 0 when x is 0? What if I go like that? Yeah, that checks out. Looks like there might be a few more people here, so welcome on in. And if you have any questions about Mathematica or this project we're kind of working on, feel free, or you can ask me questions, and I will be happy to answer. Probably. Look at that. It's beautiful. Thank you, Taylor. And if anybody is wondering why things seem a little yellow, it's because I have a program that dims and yellows my screen as the night goes on to help me better relax and more easily fall asleep when it is time. It is called Flux, or f.lux. Here it is. They have a lot of different profiles. I don't know if you guys know exactly what I'm talking about or have never heard of this, but it's really nice. I like it. I've used it for a long time. Well, fam, I think we'll put a pin in this feature. We will kind of make a... well, this is a notebook format, so we don't need to do that. What we can do is... let's go like that. Oops. And then we can comment that whole thing, and so it does not show a vector. Then we can come down here and say... adding a velocity vector to the point. And then we can say what am I trying to do? What am I trying to do? And then we can say Alt-C-L to automatically just kind of delete all of the output cells, and then we can save this later. And we're just going to kind of collapse that now, but not without making a note. Good thinking. Chatters. So up here we can say, okay, Alt-7. We can say we want to add a small arrow starting from the traveling point in the direction of motion. And then the problem with the Gaussian example is that we move for a step size of 0 along the linearized function. Or in other words, we can just say, well, we can do this. We can say series g of x, or rather we can go up here and say for example series g of x in x starting at x naught, first order approximation, and say this does not equal g of x naught. And then down here, we can say below is some investigations. And there we go. And now we've kind of added a section to this notebook. Kind of, and we give some comments and some comments in code and some cells and some more kind of descriptions and stuff. And so now we can actually know what we're doing later. But Max, do you think you'll revisit this on or off stream? I'd like to visit it on stream again, unless it's super boring, where I am right now with it. But I would like to revisit it on stream, kind of show people. I think it's a really good example of blending together a problem that's inspired by math, and I think very well utilizes Mathematica's graphical and manipulatable capabilities, dynamic capabilities. You think you'll need closure? All right, well, I will definitely bring it back on stream then, and I hope we can get you that closure. I think the idea that I have it in my head is really cool, and I really hope that I can end up implementing it, because it's not going to only start or stop here with say just a regular line, but I want to kind of not generalize it, but at least bump it up to if someone is, say, walking at an angle along a hill, so not parallel to the gradient vector. If they're walking along at an angle along a hill, then how does that look, again, from a bird's eye view? How does their velocity change as if they were going across a flat plane? And maybe investigating how the metric on that flat plane would need to be to produce the same behavior. The metric, or maybe just velocity. Another thought I had for this project is like showing. This next statement is gonna sound really weird and very probably not gonna make any sense, but like kind of showing an example of how there can be more space within a section of space. Does that make sense? But anyways, yes, I will definitely bring this back to stream. Yes, playing with curvature in different viewpoints. Nope, that is way too high energy. Okay, so the next step. So if we have this, then what we can do is we can go over here and say we want a graphics row. So then it puts graphics in a row, and then that row itself is a graphic. So we're going to say... So right now I'm making another graphic to put beside this plot, but the dot is just going to be moving on the x-axis. But its behavior is going to mimic that of the dot that goes up the hill. And we like red points. Or not point size, but point. Well, and then this is the part right here. Your eventual goal is that in a domain of hyperbolic geometry. That it would be an example of kind of what I'm thinking of. Is like if an ant walks along, if an ant is walking in hyperbolic space, then what would that ant's movements look like if you thought they were moving in the Euclidean plane? Alright, Zoiku, it was good. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you'll come back, and have a good night. Or morning, if you're over yonder. Okay, so right now, basically the main goal of this section is what is this? What is this function that goes here? What is the x coordinate to mirror this behavior? Because I'm confident it's not just t. So that's graphics row, and then so that's the graphics row, and then we can say image size scaled 0.5, and then over here we also want to say axes true. We also want to say, well, we don't know the quadrangle because they don't know what the behavior is. Another thing we want to say on graphics row, because I like it, is spacings 0. Come on. Click the thing. There it is. Yeah, I don't know why there's so much margins. So the whole graphics row is scaled. And then it's so big. Alright, Max, thanks for hanging out. You have a good night, and we'll see you next time. Hopefully over in Physics O's stream tomorrow. If anybody is here right now and doesn't know Physics O, they are an excellent streamer. They stream physics content. Tomorrow we're going to be doing path integration, I think lecture 5. And they're super cool. Go check them out at yes, get some Erics up in the chat, maybe some ponies too. There we go. We'll throw a Darla in there. PhD natural units. Go check them out at twitch.tv/physicsoh. I don't have a shout-out command yet. Let's just do that now. Live modding. Let's say well, actually, oh, what? Twitch chat does have a stack? Why did no one tell me this? do backslashes work? Let's go over here. And then we're going to say... I'm going like that. Go figure. I had it right the first time. Okay, so now let's shout out physics OH. Oh. Oh, that's because I need to edit shout out. Oh man. Okay, well, I will have to look into that. Okay. Well, that's not working. Very riveting content. What time is it? 10:30? Well, folks, I think this is actually probably a good place to call it after we... Oh, that's not what I wanted. Oh, why is it changing? Okay. Let's say 12 inches. And then... That's interesting that it is doing that. Did I not? Oh no, I don't think I did. Right, yeah. So here we're going to say negative pi to pi, and then 0 to 1. And then this one over here, we're going to say plot range, because we don't want the thing to move as we're moving along the dot. And so we just want to say, well, actually the same plot range. So basically the idea here, for those of you still here, is that kind of at around this point, let's slow this down. So as over here, as the dot keeps, as it rises, I want over here on this graph, the kind of basically over, okay, so over here, the dot spends more time in this interval on the x-axis, and I want that to be reflected. I want the amount of time it spends over here to be the same amount of time it spends in the same interval over here. So it goes along, but over here, the dot just keeps going, because we are just projecting down the x coordinate of this point, because it's just t, where it's parameterizing the curve. But that's not what we want, because it keeps going along. Another way of thinking about this is that This dot should sorry. Never mind. I don't like what I was going to say, so I didn't say it. This one's actually going to be pi, so we have a nice aspect ratio. Yep. But okay, folks. I think this is going to be it for me. Thanks for coming along, and I hope you come back. Feel free to follow if that's what you want to do. This wasn't exactly the most riveting content, but not every stream is going to be like this. I'm still new to this. This is my second stream ever. So hopefully it can only get better from here. Too much energy. And other streams are going to be much more curated, and this one was just kind of a freeform chill stream, but I hope to have you back, and I will also not be streaming at the same time later. This was just kind of an impromptu weeknight session. But anyways, I hope you all have a great night or a great day, depending on where you are. And hopefully, I will see you next time. Feel free to hop in the Discord if you want to. Alright. So long, everybody. Oh, wait, no. I lied. Is there anybody we can raid? Is anybody cool on? I don't think so. Alright. Well, until next time, feel free to come back. We'll be doing more of this at some point. Alright. Talk to y'all later.